Thought it was obviously a heavyweight boxing match. It was a very physical game. I kind of anticipated that going into the game. I thought both teams played really hard, really aggressive, very physical. I thought it was two good teams, like really going at it. And I felt that way about game one as well. I mean, there's two games that were like that. Obviously you want to win them both. They're trying to win both of them too. They like to win both of them, and it ends up being a split. I thought we had our opportunities, especially late. In fact, I thought our shot selection and execution was actually better in the last 4 minutes than it was in the first 36. I thought the ball stuck a lot tonight. I think we've got a long way to go in terms of figuring out how to play together and play in rhythm on the offensive end. That was really the difference in the game. I thought their quality of shot, their execution, their ball movement was better than ours for the majority of the game. We had 5. If you'd have told me before the game, I just said downstairs that we'd have 5 turnovers, give up 6 offensive rebounds to a terrific rebounding team, and shoot 8 more free throws than them, I liked our chances. Unfortunately, you shoot 29%. I think some of that was we missed some shots. Certainly take a look at it. That happens. I think some of it was we've got to be crisper on offense, more connected on offense, in more rhythm than we were tonight offensively. So I'll let you ask players questions, and then I'll finish up for you. Questions?
Malcolm, just these last 3 games, what kind of adjustments have you guys had to make offensively, and maybe why have you struggled a little bit to get things on?
I don't think we've really made any adjustments. With Ray coming back, and we were playing fine when we had him, and I think we've been getting good shots. It's just, we only hit 2 3-pointers the whole night, and we were struggling from that end. But I think our defense was good until late. There was a time where we were going back and forth. I think that was really bad. Other than that, I think we played really physical.
Ray's your 3rd game now. You're starting to feel a little bit better out there. Is this the best you felt maybe in the 3 games you've been back?
Obviously feeling more comfortable, but like Coach said, it's on the defensive end. We got to get stops and just play better.
Malcolm, what did you guys learn from last year's experience where you were in the late season pressure games down to the stretch? What did you learn from that you can take into these final count games?
I learned that defense was winning us those games. And we have some times this year where we relied on our offense to win games, and we lost those games. So we just need to pick it up on the defensive end, because defense is the reason why we almost got to the NCAA tournament this year. And it's going to be another reason why. It's another reason why we have a chance to get back in there this year.
For both you guys, you can hear the same all the time, active. But is this the most physical game you've played in at Illinois? Tom Izzo was saying it was up there with any he's ever coached. Wondering what you think.
Every time we play, it's going to be physical. That's just the type of game it's going to be. They tough, we tough. And, we're not going to be nothing easy, and they're not going to let us do nothing easy.
Malcolm, what was making things so difficult on offense from what they were doing on defense?
They're a really good defensive team, and they kept it tight. They're probably one of the best defensive teams in the Big Ten. We couldn't just drive wherever we wanted to get an open shot. We actually had to work for our shots. And one thing they do, they don't buckle on defense. They play all for the whole 35 seconds on the shot clock. Some teams relax, they don't relax at all. It makes them a really good defensive team.
Malcolm, you think a game like this can sharpen you guys for what's left, the rest of the way?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we should be better after this game, because they're probably one of the most physical teams we played, and I think we were right up there with them. We played really physical. If we take the same physicality from this game for the rest of the season, I think we could be really good.
Anything else for these two? Okay.
Questions? Thought the ball stuck. It's got to move. Malcolm just said it. They're the #1 ranked defense in the Big Ten. They're tight. They do a good job. They don't make very many mistakes on that end. You have to move the ball. You have to screen well. You have to cut hard. You have to be precise. And I just didn't think we were good enough in some of those areas today. Obviously, we've got a lot of scoring options, but those guys got to figure out how to play together better.
Coach, two-part, would you talk about the defense of the Spartans much different than when you saw them at East Lansing? And Tom Izzo talked about your team being a tournament team that the Big Ten's not getting enough credit nationally. Would you talk about both those, please?
I thought it was two really good teams going at it, and I said that to them after the game. I mean, I thought they deserved to win. I mean, they earned it. I mean, they made some plays. We had a chance to make some plays at the end that might have made the outcome a little bit different. We didn't make them, and they did, you know. I thought that, to be honest with you, they were pretty daggone good defensively in game one, too, now. I thought we played really hard and physical in both games. I thought they did. I thought they were two hard-fought college basketball games. I really did. I mean, I just thought, I know our guys enjoy competing against them. Hopefully the feeling's mutual. Will we see them again? You don't know. I mean, you just don't know. But I thought it was a high-level game in terms of competitive spirit and toughness. And I thought both teams were really, really tough. I mean, really tough. Again, so then it kind of comes down to execution, and I thought that at the end of the clock, they imposed their will. I was a little disappointed there. We guarded them there a few possessions where it got down to the end of the clock. Travis Trice put his head down or came off an on ball, and he made plays for them. I thought he and Dawson played like two seniors should play. Obviously, Valentine was terrific as well, but I thought it was just a really hard-fought college basketball game.
John, they kind of sloughed off Jalen to the point where even helping when he had the ball. What's he have to do to be more of a effective?
I thought it took Jalen a little while to get going. In Jalen's defense, Jalen did not participate today, and he wouldn't tell you this from shoot around. He had 100+ degree temperature. He wasn't keeping things down, and I didn't even know if he was going to play. But Jalen's a tough kid. And I didn't think he was very good early, but I thought he was pretty good in the second half. I thought he made good decisions. I thought he communicated well. I thought once he got going, he was a little bit better, than he was. The initial part of the game, he wasn't great, but then I thought he started playing like Jalen could play.
Coach, how do things change when in the second half the fouls just keep on coming for both sides?
Yeah, I thought it was different. It was interesting. Not as many fouls called in the first half. The second half, a few more. But that kind of happens, I guess, in a game that's physical like that. But I did think we had some, what I call losing plays, fouls. In particular, Ken had the one there at half court in the middle of that kind of where we were trying to get a stop. The crowd kept wanting to get in the game. We'd cut it to 4, then they'd score. And we'd cut it to 4, and then they would score. I thought that was a big stretch there where they scored on 7 straight possessions. I thought that was the difference in the game. It was 38-34, went to 52-41. They scored on 7 straight possessions. Now, a lot of those were via the free throw line, but nonetheless, they scored. And it's hard when in a game like that. It's that high level, especially on the defensive end. I didn't think either team was getting anything easy, except right during that stretch they scored 7 straight times. I thought that was a big difference in the game.
When you talk about the connectivity offensively, do you think you'd be at a different place now than where you are?
I don't know. I mean, the guys are working at it. Yeah, it is what it is, Marcus. I mean, we've coached a different team 3 or 4 different times. That's reality. We don't like excuses, but it's reality, and we've got to figure out a way to get this team now that's kind of a different look with Ray coming back, more connected than what it is right now. It is what it is, and we don't have any excuses. We've got to be better than what we were tonight on the offensive end in terms of rhythm and being more connected.
John, last year going through this, I know you've been through these a couple years in a row here, but the younger guys, what is that going to prepare them for in this last 4 games?
Well, I don't know about the last 4 games. What I do know is they better get over themselves, wake up tomorrow morning, and prepare 2 days just like they did this past week to get better and be ready to play in Iowa City. And that's just kind of how we do it. That's how we did it last year. That put us in a position where we kind of came out of nowhere. I agree with Malcolm. Our defense was getting that done for us, put us in position. Similar to really year 1 late, because we were great offensively early in year 1, and then at the end of the year, I thought it was our defense. Which I think defense and rebounding and taking care of the ball is what are the keys to winning in this league. So we're just going to take it. We don't think about that stuff right now. I mean, I don't do that. we don't even talk about that. Right now, our focus is on getting to the next game and understanding that tonight has absolutely nothing to do with Wednesday unless we allow it. Doesn't have anything to do with it. You could play this game over tomorrow night, maybe get a different result. You could have played the first game in East Lansing over the next day, maybe could have got a different result. That's how this league is. You got to play what's in front of you that night, those 40 minutes, one possession at a time, and let the chips fall. And I think that's what makes our league so. Obviously, there's a lot more parity now than ever, top to bottom, and that's what makes our league kind of exciting at the same time challenging.
So, Coach, to follow that up, you don't have any concerns about the shooting what was by Dunn and some of the other guys tonight carrying over to that game?
I'll look and see if they were in. I just didn't think we were real connected in rhythm, but like the last one he took, I would take that about every time. I mean, it was wind at his back, teeing it up. Of course, I'm not a very good golfer, but some good golfers say. He was wide open. I mean, he just missed that one. You know, Dan was wide open on the baseline out of the timeout. He missed that one. You know, we missed a layup. But I don't worry about that. I mean, they're good players. They can make those as long as their heart and their minds are in the right spot. Again, I thought our quality of shot late was terrific. I thought it was great. And kind of the comeback there at the end, I thought that the players managed the game really well, did exactly what we wanted to do. I thought they were really good. I thought the press was effective at the end. I mean, I thought we did some good things. That wasn't what got us behind, was the 7 straight possessions that they scored and our lack of connectedness on the offensive end. Their quality of shot, I thought, was better for the majority of the night.
Talk for one or two more here.
John, your press has been good at times when you needed it. Have you guys talked about doing it more earlier in the year?
Well, I think part of it too, some of its effectiveness is when you're coming back like that and you're the other team and you're ahead 3, 4, 5 possessions with a couple minutes left. You have a different mentality than if you're being pressed, down 4, up 6 with 15 minutes to go in the first half. So I certainly not to take anything away from our press, but I think there's a different mentality there. But I do think it's been effective, and guys have executed that well now in several occasions over the last few years. I thought that was good. That gave us a chance. Guys played really hard. We forced a few turnovers. We, like I said, we had some wide open shots as a result of that on some of those possessions after those stops, and unfortunately for us, we did not knock any of those down late.
Coach, what happened to Mike? I saw that he was in street clothes tonight.
Mike has a concussion. Yeah, Mike's going to be out. Yeah, practice. Yeah.
Ron had a tough time staying on the floor tonight. How he looked to make some changes, maybe going forward.
4 fouls. He's got to play it harder without fouling. But he was 2 for 2 from the field, had 4 rebounds in 13 minutes. I thought he was pretty productive. I do think he's getting better. But, we're going to look at everything here after watching this game, because we're 14 games in. We got 4 left. It's not November. So we got to figure this thing out, accelerate it a little bit in terms of the connectedness, and figure out what lineups play the best together and what we need to play the best as a team. That's kind of what I talked to him about after the game.
John, do they look like a different team offensively than they were 15 days ago? Balls naring into the lineup and does.
I'm sure, obviously, they go 17 for 20 from the free throw line. That's different than game 1. I'm stating the obvious, But I thought they executed well going into game 1. I thought they run their stuff. They're pretty precise at what they do. I do think tonight they got us more in transition maybe than they did in game 1, especially in the first half. I thought the second half we were a little bit better there. But yeah, they're playing well. Man, it's 4 in a row. I mean, you don't win 4 in a row in this league unless you're doing some pretty good things. I think they're playing really well. I like the disposition of their seniors. I really respect those guys. Thought Valentine played well. Thought they moved the ball well. Thought they were physical. I think they're a really good basketball team. I agree with them. I think our league is sheeming Christmas. I mean, it's a challenge every night. There are a lot of good teams in our league, and I agree with them. Our league is a lot better than what people think right now. It's a journey, and right now there's some teams in our league right now today that are playing some really good basketball.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry.